And don't forget, signed up with the Nichols Athletic Association. In fact, I'm going to send mine in this weekend. Football is right around the corner. Look forward to being with the Colonels this year for the football season. I think the rest will keep Gib. Some of the interesting things on this day in history. Let's see what we got. I kind of printed them out real quick this morning. I had to do some stuff for my other job, and I was kind of in a hurry. July 30th. 1502, Christopher Columbus landed at Guanaja. G-U-A-N-A-J.
Another word of the day.
G-U-A-N-A-J-A. Guanaja in the Bay Islands off the coast of Honduras during his 4th voyage. Can you realize what it was like back then, traveling on that boat all those days at sea?
It take months to get over here.
Holy
think about
smokes.
that too. You know, no take a nap. You know.
Man,
what did they eat?
Well, they brought from what I've read and seen some of these old movies, there were barrels of apples and salted meats and fresh vegetable. I don't know. That's where the origination. One bad apple can spoil a whole barrel.
Yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I don't know, but man, that must have been a trip, huh?
Oh, I tell you.
Holy smoke. 1729, the city of Baltimore was founded in Maryland. 1733, the first. Nope, not that one. 1898, Scientific America carried the first magazine automobile ad. The ad was for the Winton Motor Car Company of Cleveland, Ohio. 1937, the American Federation of Radio Artists was organized as part of the American Federation of Labor. 1942, the Waves were created by legislation signed by U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The members of the Women's Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Service, WAVES, were part of the U.S. Navy. How about that? 1945, the USS Indianapolis was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine. The ship had just delivered key components of the Hiroshima atomic bomb to the Pacific island of Tinian. Only 316 out of 1,196 men aboard survived the attack. 1956, the phrase, "In God We Trust," was adopted as the U.S. national motto.
And they're trying to get rid of it.
Well, we need to go back to this.
Yeah,
we need to do.
We
need to adopt more than that. 1965, U.S. President Johnson signed into law the Social Security Act that established Medicare and Medicaid and went into effect the following year. 1975, Jimmy Hoffa, the former Teamsters Union president, disappeared in Michigan. His remains were never found. Where's Jimmy Hoffa?
I know he's under the goalpost.
I think he's under some concrete stadium somewhere. If you want to know what I think.
And they'll find him in a bottle somewhere.
You better believe
the ashes.
Musical history on this day, 1792, the French national anthem, La Marseillaise, by Claude J. Rouget de Lille, was first sung in Paris. 1942, Frank Sinatra recorded the last of 90 recordings with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra.
Yeah, what was it?
How about that? They don't say.
They don't say?
It gets me. You ought to know. I bet you Katie knows. 1954, Elvis Presley made his professional debut in Memphis. It was his first concert to be advertised. Birthdays on this day, Henry Ford in 1863, Casey Stengel in 1890, one of the most colorful baseball men there ever were.
Like that.
No, and he was a great manager.
Oh, absolutely. The Yankees.
He could handle the Yankees.
Oh, he could.
Christine McGuire, the McGuire sisters in 1929. Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1947. Kate Bush in 1958. Rat Scabies of the Damned in 1957. What did you say, Paul Anka?
Yeah.
Frank Stallone in 1950. Christine Taylor in 1971. How about that? Motivational quote of the day: one kind word can warm 3 winter months. How true that is, huh?
That's beautiful, huh?
Boy, and you know, it's a different world. There's not too many kind words that float around anymore.
Right, you're right about that.
The word of the day is casuistry, C-A-S-U-I-S-T-R-Y. It means deceptive or over-subtle reasoning, especially in questions of morality. Casuistry. Hang on a second. Let me get this call. Hang on. Good morning, Yolanda.
Good morning, Mr. G.
Good morning, Doug.
What's that,
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm doing okay. I'm just trying to relax my leg back.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Where are you, Doug? You at the Saints training camp?
No.
No.
I'm at Jenna Court.
Okay, you're Jenna Core, no, buddy?
Yeah.
All right. You going to work today?
No.
Okay.
Miss Judy, Dr. Judy don't want me to go.
Okay, well, you know what? You got to listen to your doctor, bud.
I am.
Whatever she says.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, you have a good day, Doug. Hope
Okay.
you feel better.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank y'all.
All right, bye-bye. Chamber Forum, August the 19th, Peltier Auditorium, U.S. Senate, 3rd Congressional District, 7 p.m. Be streamed live on www.thibodeauonline.com. Ben Harang. Ben does a lot for this area, I'll tell you what. And that's the rest of them I can't understand. I think we're going to be doing high school football with him, Edie White and THS, and some weather. And I'm going to get with Linda to sort this out. Somebody wrote this, and I can't understand it. So before I put out the wrong information, I want to make sure I got this right. You got the old Spaniard in the house this morning, Gibbens Robichaux.
I want you to read that thing. I read that.
In the world, every minute, 267 people are born, 108 die.
And by 2011...
By 2011, there will be 7 billion people in the world.
And the biggest problem in the world is long living. People live too long.
What you mean the biggest problem? Are you nuts?
A big problem.
Huh? That is not a problem.
No.
That is an asset.
That's a blessing.
It is a double blessing for you, and it's a blessing for me because I'm right behind you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you
I want to be 100.
behind
I want to live to be a problem to my children.
I can quote you on that in my column.
You got it, buddy boy. I want to relive the memories in reverse.
I tell you, William Taylor came by yesterday. Most interesting. William Taylor's got a 40-minute tape of the history of New Orleans pro football. It's a DVD. Fabulous. If you
he's into that. I tell you what, he is really into that.
He is. He really is.
First of all, I want to talk about, and let's go there for a second about the situation that happened with you.
Oh yeah,
you got your identity. You got some of your identity stolen.
All over the world.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in just a minute.
Yeah,
but before we do, I got a couple of calls yesterday. We had a great show with Laddie.
I know. He's happy.
And some people were offended that I called him the old traiteur.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I've been knowing Laddie for 40-plus years. He's a very close friend of mine. I can call him what I want.
Okay,
he don't
right
mind.
that.
And second of all, he does, and he's one of the smartest people I know.
Absolutely,
he's on top of his game when it comes to pharmacy and compounding pharmacy and herbs and vitamins and the whole bit. And you know what? To me, he's proud that I call him the old traiteur because that means that he's a wise one. And when I was a kid, I got taken to a traiteur a couple of times. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the way we treated.
Absolutely.
The two callers I had were not from here. So, I said, hey, if you were from Cajun country, you wouldn't be offended by that. But it's not a bad, being called, it's not a bad thing is what I was trying to tell him.
Traiteur is not a bad word at all.
No, it's not. And but I just want him to understand that Ladd is one of my dearest friends.
He's great, I tell you.
Just a great guy. And he kind of is a traiteur in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and what he did down in Haiti, what he did in Haiti is just marvelous.
Awesome program. Awesome
marvelous.
Program. Anyway, listeners, Gibbons got, was it your internet identity? Explain to...
Yahoo sent me a little note asking for my date of birth and my password. That's all they wanted. Just to clear up my account. They said to clear up. I didn't know it wasn't from Yahoo.
Holy
I let those two things go, and within 5 days, I got, hundreds and hundreds of, I had a lot of addresses.
You're kidding.
I had 500 addresses in my address book. They're all gone. But as soon as Yahoo found out about it, they shut me down. But it was too late.
It was too late.
I had another engagement, and Gibbs came over and sat with Yahoo and got me back on and changed my password. But it was too late. But it's amazing the phone calls I got. Most people laughing, but some people took it very seriously.
Well, I want my check back. Did you cash my check yet?
You sent my check? Where you got euros from? We got to tell the people that it was me telling you.
It was Gibbons in Spain stuck without any money.
I left my wallet
and
at the
to please send him some euros.
2,300 euros.
So that he could get back to the United States.
No phone call, no address, anything,
First of all, Gibbons Robichaux don't need Gene Richard to send him no money, even if he is broke. He got access to a lot more than I can put my hands on.
Exactly.
But when I realized then, I said, well, wait a minute. This is not Gibbons writing that.
No.
Because it wasn't your style of writing as a joke to begin with.
Right away.
I could tell right off the bat, and that's when I said checks in the mail.
Now I gotta learn Spanish to come on your program.
I ain't going. Let's get this call. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Look, there's a reason why Gibbons knew it was 110 in Russia yesterday.
Wow.
He was there.
Yeah, you're right.
And I didn't send him any rubles. I sent him some troubles.
Thank you, John.
I tried to send him some potatoes to Spain, but Ups wouldn't take 2,500 pounds.
I told John I was going to take Spanish fly and come home.
The wrong airline.
Yeah,
You're
wrong
right.
airline.
Wrong airline. You'll never get in the air, Gibbons. Okay.
Thanks, John. Bye-bye.
Bye, John.
Hey, we got to go to break, but we're going to come back and talk about that. Linda had the same thing happen to her with Charter.
Several people have
Yeah,
told
the
me that.
site, it wasn't
Yeah.
Yahoo, it was Charter, and it looked very official. It says, give us your username and password.
Yeah.
We're clearing up your email accounts. If you don't do this, then we will cancel your account thinking that you're no longer using it. Don't bite on that, listeners. That is whenever you get a suspicious email, the first thing is click it off. If you think it might be something, before you open it, check it out.
And you can report some of these
because
things,
once you open it, that's it. That's your butt.
It's a scam.
Yeah, it's a scam. So there's tons of them out there, so be careful. Hey, we got to take a short break. We'll be right back here at the balcony, 640 AM KTIB.
John Harris's wife.
Illness can strike at any time, even when your doctor's office is closed. Thibodeau Urgent Care is staffed by emergency room trained providers that care for non-life-threatening illnesses and injuries. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please call the clinic at 985-446-5210 if you wish to verify your insurance. Stop by today. No appointment necessary. Thibodeau Urgent Care. You shouldn't have to wait to feel better.
A&G Refrigeration is your authorized carrier dealer in Thibodeau. Right now, A&G Refrigeration is offering a special service agreement on your home air conditioning for only $165. It's your summer insurance policy on your air conditioning unit. The service agreement includes priority emergency service during business hours, no overtime rate on labor for repairs, a 15% discount on all replacement parts, and includes a spring clean and check of your unit. The professionals at A&G Refrigeration will clean and check the condensing coil, filter, electrical components, operating pressure, and clean the drain to make sure your air conditioning is ready for another summer. Don't take a chance of your air conditioning fizzling out when it's sizzling out this summer. Call the experts today at A&G Refrigeration for all the details. A&G Refrigeration, your authorized carrier dealer in Thibodeau. Call 446-6256. That's 446-6256.
It is so self-serving. You vote for something, and you can't change the outcome of that vote, okay? But you can go back and change your vote as the official vote, and it doesn't change what happened. And then you can go home and say, oh, no, I voted against or for that particular bill. God have mercy. All they want to do is be able to change their vote and nobody know about it.
Some folks in this world you just can't explain.
Trying to explain the unexplainable. The Moon Griffon Show, weekdays 9 to 11.
Now back to dialogue. Your comments and questions are welcome by calling the studio lines at 985-447-6409. Here's your host, Jean Richard.
Sipping
ain't never satisfied. It either ain't loud enough or it's too loud. 447-640. 447-640. How about now? Huh? Can you hear it now?
Yeah, I can
All
hear
right.
it.
God dog. Turn it up. Turn it. You sound like my wife.
As long as I hear you, I ain't worried about you. I want to hear
447-640-09. Joyous sounds of summertime. Man, let me tell you. Listeners, let the kids, they go back to school, what, a couple of weeks? Man, let them enjoy the rest of the summer. I was just listening to that music and let them stay out late at night and play and get dirty and then bring them in and, you know, whatever. I remember when I was a kid, of course, you know, times were different and we used to work hard, but around 5 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock, we'd always shut it down.
Yeah, right.
John Bluey and I used to lay down in the pasture, just lay down and watch the clouds.
No kidding.
Just on a mate, we spent hours just watching clouds. Because when you lay down, you know, everything, the clouds move as the Earth rotates.
That's why you behave.
Fantastic. Hold on. Let me get this call.
Okay.
Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Couple of things. First of all, the students at public school go back to school Friday, actually.
Next Friday?
Yes, a week from today. The teachers go back, I think, Tuesday on the 4th.
Okay.
And the other thing is Tuesday, whatever it is. The other thing is, y'all talking about scams, and I just happened to be at my computer and read a email from somebody about a credit card scam.
Oh, Lord.
And, you know, I mean, we just are so innocent. I mean,
I know,
do
we
those
are.
kinds of things, so we can't think of those kinds of things.
No.
And one of the credit card scams was, in other words, if I had, for instance, an American Express, okay, and I used it, and what they did was, unbeknownst to me, they had another American Express that looked just like mine, but it was expired under somebody else's name, handed it back, didn't hand it back to me, but that's what happened, you know, handed it back to that person.
They kept the
So
card.
they put it in their card, and then they got this $14,000 bill.
Oh, my goodness.
And they, you know, and so the credit card company says, well, you should have warned us that it had been stolen. He goes, well, no, I had my card, and he took it out and realized.
Not the card.
Right, not his card. It is a card, just like his who looked at the name.
Holy smokes.
That was one instance. Now listen to this instance, and again, something I wouldn't think of in technology and just being so readily available. Okay, this man is at the checkout counter, and he's checking out. Now, the young man checking him out has a phone identical to this man's, okay? So he sees the guy pretend like he's dialing the phone, his cell phone, et cetera, and then he hears a click, just like you have a click when you take a picture. And again, had this man had not had the identical type cell phone, he would not have realized, and he looked around, what in the world could he be taking a picture of?
He just took a picture of his credit card.
Took a picture of his credit card.
I never would have thought of that.
I mean, who would have thought? And I wouldn't have thought of either instance because I just, you know, that's not my mind.
Smokes.
But those of us need to be aware of that.
That's right.
You know, and boy, you're 100% right. And in this area especially, we are a trusting.
We are.
I mean, we just think the best of everybody, and nobody would do that.
Right.
You know, but man, it's God Almighty took a picture of the credit card.
Took a picture of the credit card. And again, even if I had a picture of a credit card, I wouldn't know how to use it, but obviously
I don't either.
they do.
Obviously they do.
Obviously they know how to use it. Because, I mean, you know, you have to have this and that. And I mean, but they evidently know who the companies that don't take that security code on the back or whatever. I mean, I don't know how they use it, but...
Holy smokes. And, you know, the other thing, we were talking about this the other day at work during lunch. You know, they say never give your credit card number or your bank information over the internet. Well, how the heck are you going to do business if you don't do that?
Right.
You know, what's the alternative to that? Going back to mailing all your bills and writing a check?
Can't buy anything.
You know, I mean, you can't. I mean, you have to do it. I guess I was talking to one of the computer guys at Shell. He said you always, when you do that, you always want to go into their site and make sure it's got some sort of security on it. He told me the name of it. I wrote it down, but I forgot. Make sure it's at least a secure site if you're going to do that.
Right.
Whatever that means. I mean, I don't know, but God Almighty, there's thousands and thousands of scams out there. We got to be so careful, and we're innocent in this area. We are not street smart at all.
We are not.
You know?
No.
Wow.
I'll be the first one to admit I'm not street.
I'm not. I am not. I mean, I'm like you.
So I appreciate emails like that kind of make me aware.
You bet. At least make us
I'm not going
alert.
to get my credit card back without looking at my name on it.
Me neither. You're right. I'm going to check that from now on.
Right.
You know, good thought. I never even thought of that.
Well,
Man,
my incident would wake up a lot of people.
Yeah.
I have cousins all over the country.
And thankfully, you're sharing it with us and how it happened, so we know.
The trouble is that their emails are off now. Unless they write me back, I don't, like Gene Richard. If I don't get an email from him, I can't write him. I don't have it anymore.
Well,
Oh my
I'll
goodness!
send that SOS email to Gene so he can forward
Do that so I can get it to him. Thank you.
I did.
Oh, you
Okay,
did.
y'all have a
Good.
good day.
Thank you, babe.
Bye-bye.
All right, Helen. Bye-bye.
I have about 40 back. But Gibbs had taken a picture of before it was shut down. Took a picture of one page of my
Of your
address.
emails.
I was able to contact them. But I have cousins all over the country that they want to know what happened to Gibbons. You know.
So we've got to email you at your old email
Right,
address,
that's right.
and then we're back in your system.
Automatically
Helen's
back
going to
in
do
the
that for me.
Right.
Oh, man, I'm telling you what. Gibbons, we got to talk about this a little more. Hold on, let me get this call. Helen brought up a good point. Hang on. Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
I hate to talk twice.
That's all right.
But considering credit cards, this is what I do. I hate to get dressed and shop. I like to sit in my underwear. Oh, never mind. But you can get
TMI,
things with free
TMI.
shipping and all of this kind of stuff on the internet. I even buy my shoes. I don't even go try them on.
Well, so do we. We all do.
What was that?
I said we all do that.
Sure.
We
Yeah,
all
right.
shop on the internet.
But let me tell you what you can do to kind of guard yourself is have a second credit card account with a limit and use that only for internet purchases.
Oh, good point. Never thought of
Never, ever use what I call your main credit card.
No.
that. Excellent information.
The other thing is when you do business on the internet and they ask for your email, set up a separate email account.
Right.
Create a new one.
Just for that.
And you use it just for the business purposes. Do never, ever use your main email account because all they do is keep sending you rubbish.
Yeah, advertising and all
Okay? And third thing, I'm going to be a consultant before this is over, is when you send emails to people, do not forward everybody else's email address
Right.
in their
I
account.
knew that. Yeah,
Because
that's
people
correct.
open it up
Blind
and they
carbon
have
copy.
strings,
Right.
and what happens is somebody picks it up, and then everybody gets the
Absolutely.
same junk.
Absolutely.
You know? So this has been going on for a long time. Right now with BP and the FEMA, we have people calling up, asking people, telling them they're from BP. They want to write them a check for $5,000.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
need your bank
You're
account
right.
number.
Yeah.
I'm from FEMA. I want to give you some money. I need your bank account money. People, and they hit the elderly. It's true.
Sure.
I still have to watch
I'm
my
sure
mother,
they
so
do.
she doesn't
I
do
know.
anything.
That's weak. Boy, let me
And
tell
you
you.
and I.
Yep.
They need to put
Gibbons.
a big poster in everybody's house. Never reveal any kind of passwords, account numbers over the phone.
Yes.
They don't
Good point.
ask.
Good
Okay.
point. Thank you,
I'm
John.
finished my lecture.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
Good night, Irene.
Not a lecture. Good information.
Another
Let me tell you.
Robichaux. He knows.
Thank you.
But he's right.
Yeah, you know,
it's
And we
not-
haven't talked about that in a long time. And maybe I need to get what's his name, Roy Robichaux, back on,
Yeah, right.
and we'll talk some more. We'll talk some more about that in the future. But Helen brought up John brought up some good points. Set up a credit card with a limit.
Yeah.
Man, don't ever if you put your debit card out there,
Oh, no.
look out.
You're
They'll
right.
clean out your bank account.
That's right.
Use a separate credit card for those type transactions. Separate email and password account. That may be the answer. I think I'm going to do that.
$millions an hour around the world.
Man, oh man, but and you just, we are. I hate to say it, we just live in an area that we are not street
and we always
smart.
trustworthy,
And thank
you know?
we are, and thank goodness we live in South Louisiana.
right.
But by the same token, there's so much out there, and there's so much going on that's so far above us. I would have never thought to take a picture of somebody's credit card.
No, of course not.
But
now that the situation around the country now, people are desperate.
Absolutely.
And they will do anything. You
Absolutely.
Watch your waiters in a restaurant. When you're paying your bill, they take that credit card and they go in the back.
That always, because I do think about that when I'm at a, what are they doing with my credit card?
I know they take it in the back.
They got the whole thing. They got the security code, that number on the back that you
And
need
like that other
sometimes.
incident, they brought another one back.
Yeah.
They gave it to you. You didn't look at it.
I wouldn't.
You put
I'd
it
have put
in
it.
your-
I guarantee you, I'd stick it in my pocket.
Me too.
Stick it in my wallet. I never ever would have looked at that. Never. But you can't. I guess the thing is, you can't be too careful.
No, that's right. That's right. Nowadays, you can't be too careful. We're a Christian nation. People are trustworthy. We live in a city that's very calm and good people. But, boy, when the Internet is something else.
Oh, I mean, it'll get you in some serious trouble. Listeners, and I think just from listening, thanks, Gibbs, for sharing that, because we can at least get the word out. Never, ever, ever give out your username and password on the Internet unless you are absolutely 100% sure you know what you're doing.
right.
If there's any doubt at all, please don't do it. And especially the scam must be excuse me, from people like they'll use a Charter, because Charter does that apparently,
That's
or
right.
something similar to that.
Yahoo, they did it.
Yahoo, they just does something similar,
That's
so
right.
they use that. So be careful when you get, and you know, getting something from Charter, getting something from Yahoo or MSN or whatever that should be always all right. You know, because you get that all the time, so you automatically assume that's safe. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
You know, and that's what we have to be aware of. So, man, be careful. And John brought up a good point, especially the elderly. If you're taking care, you know, if you're caregivers and you're taking care of your parents or your aunts or your uncles, make sure you know their business.
That's
I
right.
mean, don't even.
Don't risk
wow.
anything.
No, don't take a chance on anything. It's a different world.
It's a whole different world we're living in.
You know, it really is. It's a different world. Helen was telling us the kids go back to school next week.
Yeah.
Next Friday. Man, oh, man.
He was the 18th.
Wow, you know, and listen, let them enjoy let them enjoy that last week. Just let them be, you know, I love to see kids on vacation. They're free, they're footloose, and then you coop them up in a classroom, and it's almost a shame, you know.
Did you hear the story about my grandson, Ben?
No.
Almost drowning in Destin?
What?
Yeah. He went to Destin with a couple of friends, and he got caught in a riptide.
Oh, my goodness.
He was drowning. And luckily, his friend made it back to the beach, and he got a man was passing by. He said, "Help me, we need a lifeguard." Lifeguard ran out there and got him just at the last minute. He almost... I'm going to send, when I get your email, I want to send you the whole article from the Destin, because I used the word Destin to make Chris's destiny. And he wrote a song called "A Candle of Destiny," and a candle in the picture. A beautiful song he wrote. He writes music. Beautiful song. And it just, and guess what the lifeguard's name was? Rob San Clemente.
Come on.
I wrote to the city of San Clemente and told him about that too. And he wrote me a beautiful. I sent him a little bit, and he gave it to another charity. But he must be a fabulous guy. And he said they had 100 rescues that day.
Holy
smokes! They
smokes.
had flags out about the riptide.
Up the rip.
But people didn't watch that.
Well, the best thing to do about a rip is just go with it. Don't try to fight it. You get out of it, you know. And of course, that's easy to say when you're not in it, when it's not happening to you. But you know, just let the kids enjoy. Just let them enjoy the rest of vacation and have a good time.
That's
and school kicks off next week.
And football starts, boy. That's what everybody's excited
Saints
about.
training camp starts today. LSU starts in a week. Nichols starts in about a week.
That's right.
Tulane. I mean, football. High school's already started. I saw Edie White out practicing. I'm sure Thibodeau High doing the same thing.
Band camp already, boy.
Yep. Band camps are going on. Things are gearing up to go back to school.
But this reshort weather is something, boy.
I love it. I love it.
2 more months.
I love it.
With that stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, you love it.
I love
you
it.
Lay out in the grass at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
It was a fun thing to do when you're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. You know, we used to just go lay out.
The steering wheel on that tractor, I get a charge when you tell me that. The steering wheel on the tractor was so hot, I did hate.
I'm telling you, man, you have no clue how hot, you know, that's back in the day. You know, I caught the tail end of the mule. Not when I first grew up.
The tail end of the mule.
Well, yeah, mules were still being used to plug drains and, you know, plow. And I remember getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. First thing you do is go feed the mule.
Yeah, right.
Then you milk the cows. First things first.
You got to feed
and you only use one mule in the morning, one in the afternoon.
I know.
So you wouldn't wear them out. Remember them days, ride the mule skid to the back with the plow on and on. That was a good old, the heck I ain't. But, but my biggest thing was like, you know, the day slowed down right before nighttime.
Yeah.
And we had playtime. All the chores were done, and you had playtime. And John and Ross used to live next door to me. We just go lie down in the cow pasture and just watch the clouds.
No pictures.
Talk and you know, just boy talk. You know, good best friend talk.
Watch the TV or no news on the television.
I wasn't worried about TV.
They had a little radio, maybe.
I don't know. We had a radio, but I mean a TV. We had a TV, but it wasn't any big, you know.
Back in
I didn't. That was what the hell. You watch the cartoons on Saturday, Lone Ranger and
that's right.
Pluck Your Magic. I forgot that show, but I mean that's all we used to do.
William
with TV.
Taylor knows all about that history, and he was there yesterday and told me about when WDSU came on in 1948. I remember I was with Daddy and watching 2 hours. They on from 6 to 8, and Nash Robert was on.
Back then?
Yeah, in 1948. That was his. He's still living, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That's right. And 48, and they had an advertisement of a woman skiing down a side of a mountain with just her bra. It was an advertisement for a bra. And
back then?
My daddy had a fit. 1948.
Close your eyes, boy.
Well, that's the end of the world. Look, if you see what they have now.
Yeah, you're right.
Can you imagine?
Turn over in their graves.
It lasted 2 hours, and Nash Roberts came on at the end to give the weather.
I don't remember. We had
1948. You wasn't born yet.
Yeah, no, I was 2 years old, and I don't remember that far back. But I guess I lose track of time. But I guess this was probably in the 50s. 51, 52, 53. I'd have been
52, yeah.
7, 8 years old. I mean, you start remembering things at that age.
Now look what they got on television.
Oh my God! And TV, it used to come on Saturday morning. I remember because we used to watch the cartoons, and it was on mostly during the day, but. TV wasn't important, man. You had too many better things you could be doing, like rolling tires down the street and watching clouds and fishing and running. And I mean, the last thing on your mind was watching TV. That wasn't important.
No, that's right.
There was nothing there worth watching
but now that's
that you wouldn't rather do outside, you know?
And do you realize what the internet has done to the post office department?
Oh, my God, about to shut them down. Yeah.
Facebook the other day had 2 billion hits. Facebook's all over the world. Started by 2 men.
Yeah. Now they're 2 billionaires.
They put
Are you on Facebook?
My granddaughter put me on, but it had, you can put any kind of picture on there.
What does Facebook do? I mean, it's like a message center?
Yeah, it's a message center and pictures. It has pictures.
Oh, my kids
Pictures of anything you want on it. Pictures of anything you want.
My kids communicate with each other through Facebook. Now, why they can't pick up the phone and call each other? Why they just can't go visit? What's wrong with that? No, you got to get on Facebook.
Like Ben.
What's that about?
Ben put that song that he wrote. They put it on Facebook, and it got 290 hits already.
What?
One day.
You mean people listening to it?
Raving about it, and it's just amazing. Of course, Facebook gets very personal, though. You know. I mean.
Well, I ain't getting on it.
I had one with like that. My granddaughter with a boy in the front with that.
Oh my God.
And it's just amazing. But that's the end of the post office. We could do without the post office, but they're going to have to raise it to $1 stamp or something to survive, you know? When you got 800,000 people working for the post office department?
Yeah, that whole, and who knows what the future of that organization is going to be, but that whole side of the industry with FedEx and UPS
UPS
and
have to take over.
All of them, ADS or whatever you call. I mean, all of those companies.
People only realize what FedEx out of Nashville does. 24 hours a day.
You see those planes come in there at night. It's amazing. I was at a meeting a couple of years ago, and about between, and I think I talked about it on the air, between 8:30 and like midnight. These planes from all over the world start coming into Nashville. They've got their own wing at the airport.
Right. Yeah, right.
And about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they start leaving. And I mean, it's
250 airplanes.
It's amazing what they do, what they accomplish. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Right. What the things they send around, you know. Oh, that's really something.
Yep, I mean it's a multi-billion-dollar industry is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine buying a fleet of 727s to fly packages and band pilots and in crew and all of that? Hello, all the trucks.
Gasoline, that's right.
Amazing industry, man, amazing. Why you didn't think of that, Gib?
I don't know. Yeah, Johnny Perker had me born in 1830. I should be able to do that.
Yeah, you span about 3 centuries.
Absolutely.
You know.
I want to tell you a little story about that. William Taylor told me yesterday about KTIB. I had him in my tidbits last week, and I forgot Jim Schwaller. He's back in town now. He's a deacon at the St. Joseph Cathedral now. Jim Schwaller.
That's where that name came from. I knew that name.
Sure, you knew.
Okay.
He was amazing. When the Pope came to New Orleans, he was in charge of all of that, you know. Now he's in Thibodeau. But William Taylor said that back in 1960 that. They had to hire some people sometimes to come sit in as an announcer.
Mm-hmm.
And one Sunday morning, at 5 o'clock in the morning, there was a guy standing outside the studio by where First Federal used to be, where the sheriff is now, waving people. He was drunk. It was the announcer. He was drunk.
Wasn't me, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you. And they went to church and found Maria and her husband and brought them out of church to come over see where that man was. And he had destroyed the inside of the studio.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a great story, though, you know. Yeah, but like football and history, he knows all of that. It's just it's amazing. But the history of KTIB is interesting. So if you didn't see the paper last week.
Yeah, it is. It has, and you wrote it in tidbits, and I appreciate it. In fact, I saved it. I cut it out at the house. Yeah, it does have some. It's been around long enough now where it does have some history to it.
Right, that's right.
And it was at one time the only station around, and all the farmers used to listen to it at 5 o'clock in the morning for the weather and the news, and at noon. For the weather and news. Leonard J. Toops Insurance Agency used to had the advertising for the weather and the news at 12 o'clock. Yeah.
Ray Sadie and all those guys came, made it famous.
Well, you bet. It's got a rich history to it. You still writing? You still writing?
Writing what? Yeah, still writing my book, Monkey Works. I'm going to tell you about Monkey Works next time.
Is it going to be 126 pages like Laddie's books?
No, I don't know if it'll be that long. Woody's book is fabulous, too. I tell you, Thibodeau has changed. I talked to some professional women there Monday night and told them the history of Thibodeau. In 1796, the Queen of Spain was so afraid that France was going to take over Spain, she sent some people over here to build Rienzi. 1796. That's how old Rienzi is. And look how beautiful
it is. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And, of course, Laura Valley has a history.
So that's how Rienzi got built?
Yeah. The Queen of Spain.
So the Queen of Spain was going to come live here?
Yeah.
Well, what an influence that have been on this culture.
Lived in it for a while, too. And another funny thing, you know where 12th Street is next to Old Bill's Grocery? Mm-hmm. It used to run across Canal Street on one side and Henry Clay Avenue on the other side.
Henry Clay Avenue.
With a canal down it, and it connected to Via Terrebonne.
That's correct.
Right? And across, the street ran through when it passed Henry Clay. It was Crazy Street.
That was the name of the street?
Must have been born on.
Oh, no, I don't even remember. The only thing I remember was past the tracks, it was an open street.
Yeah.
I never remember the front of Canal being open, but I remember the backside being open. That was many, many moons ago. Hey, listeners, we got to take a short break. Ain't doing much of nothing this morning, this TGIF day. We'll be right back here at the balcony, 640 AM, KTIB.
Texturita.
Do you suffer with chronic neck or back pain? Now you can put that pain behind you. The Spine Center of Thibodeau Regional, the region's only comprehensive spine center, provides a unique approach that ensures you get the right care from the right providers at the right time. From diagnosis to proper treatment options, the Spine Center of Thibodeau Regional will put you on the path back to your normal routine. No referral needed. Thibodeau Regional, the hospital recognized for quality care and patient satisfaction.
Disaster has hit Louisiana again. Millions of gallons of oil seeping into our marshes, ruining lives, destroying businesses. And David Vitter immediately took action. He set up a hotline for victims, authored legislation forcing BP to pay the full cost of everything without limit, and a measure forcing BP to speed up payments to victims. And when Obama's drilling moratorium needlessly put thousands out of work, David Vitter took on Obama directly, fighting for Louisiana jobs. Charlie Melanson? After skipping a hearing to grill BP's president, Melanson was caught on video attending a fundraiser in Canada hosted by trial lawyers meeting on how to profit off the victims of the oil disaster. The same Melanson who said Obama shouldn't be criticized for his job-killing drilling moratorium. And when asked to grade the president, Melanson gave Obama an A for the documented facts. Go to davidvitter.com. Paid for by David Vitter for U.S. Senate.
This is David Vitter, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
A 30-second lecture with DeVry University English professor, Dr. Bill Hayes.
The word college comes from the Latin collegium, meaning to gather together. In our 5 specialized colleges of study, we've gathered together bachelor's degree programs in in-demand fields like health sciences, multimedia design, and business. 5 colleges, 1 focus, your career success.
DeVry University, 90 locations and online. Discover education working at devry.edu.
The Fifth Dimension, man, I'm going to wear this thing out. Now that I got to go back and play all of our old music. That's my Buddy LaDay song, Buddy LaDay.
Have you ever been on another balcony?
No.
Except at church, huh?
Yeah. I've been on
the balcony.
I've been on a balcony at the French Quarter a few times.
Yeah.
I fell off a balcony at the French Quarter once or twice.
Sure
but you know. All right. 447-6409 is the number into the dialogue room this morning. 447-6409. The mayor called, said you're doing a good job. Also, reminded me the striping is done up front.
I love it.
Menard Street, 5th Street is just about complete, listeners, but it's not striped up yet. They're doing some shoulder work.
Yeah.
Stay away from that. Belmead, they're still doing a water line in there. Stay away from that as best as possible.
But Canal Street Bridge is just fabulous the way they
with that turn lane,
yeah.
you better believe it's going to help out a lot. So
it sure does.
Appreciate all the patience from everybody. You know, the fix, the inconvenience was temporary, but the fix is permanent. 447-6409 is the number into the dialogue room. Winding down a good week. TGIF Day when Gibbs comes on, we got to give it.
5 Fridays.
5 Fridays in July. Still writing tidbits? How long are you going to write tidbits, man? Till you get into the 4th century?
2020. I'm going to turn it over to you in 2020.
Yeah, I could write. Yeah. That'd be the day.
You talk so beautifully. I don't know if you can sing or not.
No. Can't carry it to the number 3 tub, buddy.
Oh, come on. Yeah, but you played an instrument in the band, didn't you?
Yeah, bass drum. I was so bad on clarinet. Well, I told you the story 100 times.
Yeah,
They made me switch to the bass drum.
Can't beat that, huh?
Mr. Musigori, at the end of my junior year, he said, man, you coming back? I said, I got to. My daddy won't let me quit. He said, you mind switching to the bass drum? Nope.
Well, I hope that we warned a lot of people that are listening about the
yeah, let's finish up with that. Listeners,
don't
listen.
ever release it to anybody.
Great point.
Including the carrier. You know, Yahoo and you think Yahoo and Charter are fine, but they can sneak in there.
Great point. You know, Linda reported, like I'm telling you, to deal with Charter, and of course I went through that already, but Linda reported it, and I don't know what they can do. Can they?
Well, Yahoo is searching it. Yahoo will go all over the world trying to find these.
Really? They will?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's what? Talking to Mike.
I called Charter because I had gotten an email.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Basically, what they said is you go into your regular Charter internet account. I use mine on Outlook. But go into your regular account and report it as spam. If you take the email and you right-click and open the properties, it's going to tell you the IP address, everywhere that it came from. They can track it.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. Okay. All right. So now you know where it's at, where it's coming from.
I had given you a page.
Yeah, I used it. I still have it.
Where you can go and report.
I didn't read that far. Okay.
I gave you all the information. And do not do it. That's what they said. This has been going on the last 3 or 4 weeks. So they were trying to stop it.
I tell you what, it's horrible. And Gibb and I were talking. I don't know if you were listening, but I mean, we're a trusting society down here.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
we don't think.
See, a lot of people give out their email addresses, bank accounts, and your credit cards. You pay your bills online.
Everybody does.
The information,
It's
private
out there.
information comes into your email account. You go and you give your password and everything. They'll change your password and compromise your account. Eventually, after getting on the phone with Charter and stuff, you'll get it back. But in the meantime, they've gotten everything.
No, yeah, that's already done. Case closed. The damage is done. Yeah. It's
so
just
they got
unbelievable.
Credit card numbers, Social Security numbers, whatever.
You know, and I think Helen brought up a good point when she talked about the swapping credit cards. You know, you give a store retailer your credit card, and they run it, do what they got to do, and they give you an old expired card back that looks just like yours, and they keep yours. And I don't look at mine. I stick it back in my pocket. You know what I mean? I never even look at it. And the other
Somebody else's card.
And another one, they were shopping. The guy took a picture of their credit card. Hello. Some bad stuff out there that we don't know. No, it wasn't locally. I mean, she got this on the internet. Those are some scams that are out there. So protect your credit card is what I'm telling you.
Make a bogus card.
Yeah, they run that number, you blow it up, you know? And especially if you're using your debit card, they'll clean out your bank account. John Robichaux brought up 2 good points. If you're shopping on the internet, use a credit card with a limit and use it just for that. You know, that way if something happens, they can only, you'll only go to that limit, number 1. Number 2, have a separate email account address just for internet purchases so you can, that won't come into your regular email, all that trash that they send goes into. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's an amazing, business. Scamming is a $1 billion business.
Well, somebody had gotten my daughter's debit card in London, and it was over here at one of the local banks. And she had gone in, she was sitting there, and she was telling them, look, her bank account was overdrawn by $2,500. Not overdrawn. They had taken the $2,500 that was in it, plus, you know, now she was getting NSF charges. The lady at the bank sat there and said, well, you just used this in London 15 minutes ago. And Jessica looked at her and she goes, I'm sitting at your desk.
Wow.
How could I charge in London? So it took her about a week and a half to 2 weeks to get her money back. She got it back. But the point was, she also had a savings account. And because of the checking account, they
tagged it,
tagged her savings account. And here's a girl that has a child to support. Couldn't get a penny out the bank.
Good. Sick.
Yeah, there's some horror stories out there, man. I feel sorry if anyone gets a hold of my debit card number. That'll be a joke. I want to see him trying to use that.
Just remember, Gina, every minute in the United States, 18 babies are born and 12 people die. Every minute
plus
in
6.
the United States, 18 people are born. So by the time I retire in 2020, you take over.
Yeah.
You'll have 1 billion people in the United States.
You said let somebody get a hold of your debit card. You have overdraft protection. They'll clear it.
I never thought of that.
As long as they don't have your jeans.
Yeah, but the bank knows me better than that. Yeah. They'll see something come in for $600-700. Whoa, wait a minute. He knows he don't have this kind of money.
You know, it would take you 30 years to count to $1 billion.
How many?
30 years.
I'm going to start right now, Gib, because I'm going to live another 30 years. Hey, thanks for being with me this morning.
My pleasure.
Enjoyed it. Listeners, thank you for listening. Without you, we don't have a program. Hey, don't forget, talking about Charter. Select TV and internet bundle packages. Fall is coming. We talked about it. School's coming. It's real life. No more vacation. Back to the routine. So start the fall smart. Switch to Charter. Charter's locking in the low price for 2 full years. You can kick back with Charter TV and digital. Watch tons of favorite movies and shows and Charter on demand. If you're into football, be sure and ask about Charter HD. Have Charter Internet 24/7, power boost for extra bursts of speed, Charter phone, blah, blah, blah. Whenever your savings up to 30% on your phone bill, start smart with Charter. Switch today. Lock in your low price for 2 full years. Select TV and internet bundle packages start at $89.98 a month. That's it. $89.98. Bundle packages with phones also available. 1-888-GET-CHARTER. Limited time offer for 2 years. Contract required. Early termination fees applies. 1-888-GET-CHARTER or www.charter.com. Hey, have a great day today. Have a great weekend. Do something nice for somebody this weekend. God bless you today. God bless you every day. God bless America. And we'll see you tomorrow here at the balcony, 640 AM, KTIB.
Henderson. The Gulf Oil Disaster